So there was a question asked in my Bass Club forum on what kind of GoPro mounts people are using on their kayaks. There was a few that were shared that looked like there were some pricey options, and I shared my version, which is the DIY. Now this DIY stick is pretty popular, and there's a few videos made on YouTube. I actually made mine a little bit different, and I'll show you how I made mine. As you can see on my stick, the top has a movable GoPro head. In some of the tutorials out there, people are using the ram mount GoPro heads, and those are quite pricey. This one right here, it was actually around like $8, and it works really well. I also use a slip disc, as you can see over here, so that way adjusting this stick is a lot easier. And I'm using a Scotty Mount system. So let's go ahead and step into my office, and we're gonna go ahead and make a GoPro boomstick. Okay, so what I'm going to use here is two Scotty rod holder replacement posts, part 412, flip disc, part 415, aluminum tripod GoPro mounts, a ball head tripod mount, a monopod from Walmart, and a 1/4x20 set screw. This is around 3/4 inch. Let's go ahead and get the assembly going. Alright, so what I'm going to do here now is go ahead and disassemble the monopod right here. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to remove this head right here. And to do this, I usually put it on a vise because this thing is, it gets pretty tough. Let me get this out the way real quick. So I went downstairs and put this on a vice grip, and I just yanked it out. As you can see here, it came out pretty smoothly. Now what we're going to do is gonna take this set screw right here, the 20x1/4 inch set screw, and we're gonna go ahead and put it in this hole right here. But to make sure it has a secure fit, I'm gonna go ahead and use epoxy, 2-part epoxy, to go ahead and make sure that this set screw doesn't fall out. And I'm gonna use JB Weld. You don't need too much JB Weld, just a little bit. That's all you really need, it's just a dab. And we're gonna go ahead and put it inside this hole over here, coat the insides. And I'm gonna go ahead and put that set screw inside. Now you don't wanna put this all the way in there because you need to use this head over here to screw it on. Nice and snug. All right. I don't think that's going anywhere, so that handles that part. Now this part right here, we're gonna have to remove that. Okay, and this part over here, we're gonna have to remove this base part so we can go ahead and use the Scotty mounts for that. 3 set screws here you want to remove. Now save these screws because you're gonna need these. There, and it pops out, as you can see. You're not gonna even need this anymore. So let's take these Scotty mounts over here and let's go ahead and open them up. As you can see, it's a pretty darn near perfect fit. awesome, perfect fit. Now with these holes over here, I'm gonna go ahead and drill them out so that way we can put these set screws back in. Alright, so I just set screwed one of them in here. Those heads, they actually broke off, but it looks like it's still protruding out here, and they're gonna stick. They're not going anywhere. This is gonna be a permanent fixture anyways, so this is done. We just need to put this sleeve back down, and as you can see, it looks really hidden. Now we're gonna go ahead and assemble the rest of this stick. And this is really cool over here. This is a slip disc. This allows it to be used in a fashion where you don't always have to use the teeth to adjust it. And to adjust this can be a pain in the neck. Sometimes we'll need a two-hand operation. With this right here, the slip disc, you put it here in between, put it here in the middle, okay, so now we're not using the teeth here or the gears to adjust it. We're now using a slip disc. So that way, if you have it mounted like this on your kayak, you can actually move it, adjust it with one hand. It's a lot more easier. Instead of like unscrewing it, adjusting the teeth, and then screwing it back in, you can just use the tension on the slip disc for allow you to go ahead and to adjust it with just tension. Very easy to use. Now as for the head, we're gonna go ahead and wait for this set screw to be set with epoxy. I'm not gonna go ahead and do that yet. I install the head yet. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get out my old GoPro mount and show you how that works. Alright, so this is my old GoPro right here. This is my GoPro mount right here, my original one. And I'm gonna show you how I set up the adjustable head. I cut out a little rubber grommet right here, and I used that so when I put it on top over here, and use the GoPro mount head on top, that way it has a snug fit. I can feel like there's tension when I'm twisting it in there. Now I'm using an aluminum one, aluminum GoPro head. This is the old one. These are the plastic ones right here, and these plastic ones, these screws right here pop off a lot, and when you pop it off and you lose it, this is not really functional anymore. Also, when you tighten these pretty tight, these little leaves over here, they break off. I can't express how many times I actually broke these. So I opted to use an aluminum one, and it solves all my problems. So this is the basic mount over here. This is the basic setup. Now, what I use to modify, to give this a little bit more functionality, some people use the adjustable dog bones from Ram Mount. Now those mounts can cost between maybe $25 to $40. And if you guys are familiar with Ram mounts, they're very hard to find right now. So I went on Amazon and I found these adjustable tripod heads. And this one right here was only like $8. Way cheaper. So just took out the aluminum head right here, and I am going to go ahead and screw this on right here. And now I have an adjustable head. I'm going to go ahead and screw this on top right here. As you can see, the head is a lot more adjustable, and the profile is a lot smaller than the Ram mounts. And I can go ahead and adjust this, and if I want to lock it in, I can lock it in right there. It doesn't move anywhere. Let me see if I can find one of my GoPros over here to attach on this, see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and lock this in there, okay? And I got my GoPro head right here. And there you have it. It's my GoPro mount. So you can see it's fully adjustable. If you want to lock it in, just tighten it up and it's not going anywhere. If I want to go ahead and extend the GoPro mount, I can go ahead and stick it out a lot farther and a lot closer. So that's how I make my GoPro boomstick. And of course I have the adjustable Scotty mount. Now depending on how you're going to mount this, on natives we have gear tracks. So I'm using a Scotty Mount gear track head. And with this as well, I also have the ability to put some tension on this, so that way if on my kayak, if I need to swing it around, I can use one hand to swing it around, right or left, and it's not gonna fall off the track as long as I apply some good tension on it. Now I'm making this for someone that has a Hobie and he has H rails, so he's gonna have to get the H rail Scotty mount. Alright, so I just installed this into my boat. Excuse the mess in my whole garage right now. If you're all constantly messing with your kayak, you know your garage is going to be as messy as mine. But check out my mount. The Scotty mount over here for my native tie-in is perfect for the gear tracks. Now let me show you this slip disc. It allows you to adjust. If you give it enough tension, it allows you to adjust with just one hand. So you can see, and it really does retain its place. You can lock it down if you want, but one thing I like about these Scotty mounts, especially the Scotty mount head for the gear tracks, you can actually swing your GoPro. So you can see, it's swingable. So you want to change the angle. Now with this GoPro mounts as well, you can actually extend the range. So you have a better point of view if needed. And completely swingable. So that's my GoPro mount. I'm sure you'll find other DIYs similar like mine. But this is how I make mine, and I hope you enjoy it.